What is up, Planeswalkers Theoric 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. And today, we're going to not do Twice the Life because that just seems like a nightmare. We're going to continue on with the rotation and play some Katz. Good old green-white Katz. Very fun, chill deck if you just want to play dudes and turn them sideways. Very efficient deck. Let's see who we're going against. Going up against Black Raven. Kind of an edgy name, but here's the thing. I really like the name. I'm like such a sucker for like New England-esque names, like anything with Briar and Haven and Rose and things like that. This looks like a fantastic hand. We got 1, 2, 3. So yeah, unfortunately we're going second. Green didn't have the stupid green 1-drop, but we do have a really nice response to something if they're playing mono green and they get something very large down. Let's see if our opponent plays it. Alright, this might be dinosaurs, I suppose. Let's go ahead and play this. They could also just be like playing a more controlling deck, potentially. Not entirely sure. It could be a Sarkhan's Unsealing deck. They are playing Sarkhan, so I would not put it past them. Well, there's a Ronus. I don't need to exile it just yet. I think I would prefer to just play... I actually do think it's better to play Radiant Destiny here. So there are a few different lines I can take, right? One of the lines is to Thopter Arrest this, so I don't have to deal with it, essentially. Let me just make sure. Exile it, okay. Just so I don't have to deal with it. Or I can go into Radiant Destiny, which will buff these, giving me a decent attack here. Or I can play both of these, getting me a life and some attack. The issue with doing this one is that this stays alive. They could play a creature and attack with it. Or, and what's more important is they can play like Rabid Bite and just kill one of my guys. Although Rabid Bite isn't terrible on these. I think I'm just going to go for the aggressive line and use Thopter Arrest on something potentially larger. This does get in a nice 6 damage here, so. In the following turn, I can Arrest and Sacred Cat. Alright, our opponent is on 4. Vine Mare. So unfortunately, I can't arrest that. But this is a thing that can block now. But I'm just going to arrest it. And I will absolutely trade either of these cards for this. So since this gets the buff, I can go and attack. And I'm fine taking that trade. Absolutely fine taking that trade. Yeah. I can play it next turn. It'll be larger. So it is an Unsealing deck. However, I think I'm just going to Ajani here. I can actually Ajani and then -2 to get Adorned Pouncer back. But it wouldn't be buffed. Let's see. Sarkhan's Unsealing. It hits Planeswalkers if they have something with power 7. How much mana do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they would need another green source, I think, in order to get the big 10/10 dinosaur. Is something on 6 going to frighten me? I think there's like the Helion. I'm kind of screwed either way. This would be a 5/5. So it still dies. Man, I'm not loving any of these lines here, honestly. If I play this, now that these have double strike, so I'm only getting 6 damage in. Man. It only deals 4 damage to each, so I think I'm going to Ajani and plus here.
Our kinship
I will say I did forget about the fact that I would enable this. But I get to keep my Ajani if he does play something with 7. Yeah, it is the Helion. Okay, so my stuff is gonna like die, unfortunately. And he can attack my Ajani, but if he attacks one, oh right, he doesn't have haste. What I'm talking about. So here I can just kind of load up. I don't need green, so let's do this. I guess Sacred Cat and Vanguard. So luckily this will draw me another card. And I can just make it so it doesn't die. So I can at least block with it. So I think I'll do that.
See in yourself what I see in you.
So this way, even if he plays another one, this will survive and I can at least kill this. So, not entirely sure. We're hoping our opponent kind of has run out of gas. They only have 2 cards. Let's see what they do with it. If this does die, I will get a card. That's a leg. That's an actual leg. All right, so he gets to kill that. Sure, that's fine. I don't think he can... I guess he can attack here. Yeah. So I don't think I'm gonna block. No, I would rather just let Ajani die. Because I could double block. I lose this, Ajani lives. Ajani just dies to Rekindling Phoenix in the air. So yeah, I think I would rather just have this because I could theoretically get like another Thopter Arrest or a cast out, be able to exile this Phoenix and just kill my opponent. So that's why I decided to go with that line. We did not, unfortunately. I feel like I do still attack. This is when it enters the battlefield? No, it's when you cast. So when this comes back, it won't re-trigger this, so I don't have to worry about it. The reason I feel like I attack is either they block here to save the maximum damage, or they block here to kill a guy and go down to 1. I could just attack with this, but it doesn't actually do anything. So really the only thing is, do I want to attack to get in some chip damage here, knowing that my opponent will need to play another blocker next turn? I think I do, because this at least has double strike, so it's gonna be hard for them to block regardless. So, and they decide to take out a creature. Oh nope, they decide to keep a creature alive, and I think this is actually potentially bad for them unless they cycle that. That's interesting, I suppose. Yeah, so I'm very glad I went with the route that I did. Play the Adorned Pouncer here. It's going to be a 5/5, I think. Yep. So my 5/5 is going to not die very easily to this. And neither is this. So theoretically, I should be okay. That's fine. They need to get... Oh, this dies. Darn. I did forget that dies. Regal Caracal helps a ton here. Because it means I can attack with this with impunity because it has first strike. Or it has double strike, excuse me. I don't attack with both, though. I just attack with this, I think. Because he has to block. Probably is going to end up losing the Phoenix, I assume. I just really need my opponent not to have another thing. So I think I will just attack with this one. I just need my opponent not to be able to kill my Caracal as well. So that's fine. I will at least gain 6 here. It's very helpful stemming the tide. Yep, So I just need my opponent to not have anything. That's really annoying. Darn. Interesting. Sure. So that's another 5/5 at least. It's also going to put in a bunch of things. So I should honestly be able to attack for the win next turn. If they play another creature, they'll have 5 blockers, and darn it, I'll only have 5 attackers. But they'll lose a decent amount because they'll lose these 2. Like none of these will die to a single trigger, and I shouldn't die to an attack. Glorybringer. Damn it! He had like the perfect card. Because he can exert and kill my Warleader now. God damn it. It's like the actual perfect card. Wow. That's really unfortunate. Yep. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm I needed them to not draw, like, exactly Glorybringer there, right? Like, everything else they would have drawn would have been fine. Like, even another Carnage Tyrant, and I top deck 2 lanes in a row. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Dang. Oh well, on to game 2. I don't think there was anything I should have done differently that game. I was playing to my outs. Opponent... I honestly think that Glorybringer did it. Going against Phony Freak here. Got the double PH. We are going seconds. Hey, the little cloud. Did it make those flowers change? That's kind of cool. Hey, flowers. Yeah, I think it did, because they disappeared now. That's cool. Opponent is taking a little while to mulligan. While he does that, I don't know. Freaking Wizards decided to wait on the spoiler season. So, like, there aren't a lot of interesting cards to talk about. I can talk about, like, the mechanics. Essentially, I think, oh, never mind. We have a good time. We have a good hand. We'll keep it. Got a 1, a 2, and potential force. Oh god, no. They always have it. Then again, we have a blocker for it, so. Remember, kids, they always have the Bowman Courier. What the heck is going on? Okay, that was strange. Alright, we do have a 3 in the form of Thopter Arrest. That's very good. What the? Okay, I don't think I can drag... I don't think I can drag cards anymore. Well, that's just strange. They're not highlighting. Like they're not, like, moving at all. That is strange. I'll happily block that. Okay, decided not to give me the trade. Right, I can't drag anymore. I have to double click now. So that's awkward. I think I just keep not attacking. Against the red deck, I think we just hold on defense. I can Thopter Arrest next turn into a Warleader, so seems pretty okay. Will I trade Scrap Heap Scrounger for Adorned Pouncer? I don't see why not. I guess an argument could be made to make sure my Vanguard is good, but I think I'm fine with this. My opponent can theoretically get it back in the future, but they would need a black source, and they would need another creature in the grave. So, hey, it's another Scrap Heap. Scrap Heap. Let's go ahead and play this, and let's Thopter Arrest on the Scrap Heap. Marina, why are you so buggy? No attacks. Yeah, I like most of the mechanics in Guild of Ravnica, except for Jumpstart. It feels like it just consistently has felt like a weaker flashback, and I'm hoping that they like show off some cards that like aren't just weaker flashback. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, I might as well do this before I Watley. And honestly, I might just Adorned Pouncer next turn. I'm not entirely sure, but... Once again, we're going to not attack. I swear if my opponent plays Land Glorybringer, I'm going to be so tilted. I mean, I probably won't actually be tilted. I will be annoyed. Hey, it's Sharon! I wonder if Sharon's going to kill this.
It's my turn.
Sharon killed it. It's incredibly rude. Although I'm going to attack Sharon now. Ooh. So what I can do is I can play a Huatli, minus it, to make this a 2/2 and attack Sharon. This Huatli might die, but I have another one. So I think I'm going to do that. I really don't like not being able to drag cards.
If I'm this song's hero, from the will of many, the might of one.
Please shut up, Watley. I don't like you. I assume they're gonna block this. Okay, they did block. There's no arrow going on. Up. I'm not playing like janky combo. I have no idea why why the game is being all weird. You don't have any mana open. I don't know what you're.
Enough!
Nope, she died. All right, well.
Now you've done it.
They can kill Watley for sure. Not doubting that, but I have another one, so I don't care that much. That was an accident on my opponent's part. I am almost certain of it. Yep. Oh no, I wanted to see what they had. Darn. I saw like Karizev and like a random black card. I think like a weaponsmith crafter or something. I feel like we could have beaten that hand potentially, but very unfortunate that my opponent did that. Hopefully the game is no longer glitchy and I can drag things again. Going up against Charlie and Andres. Charlie Andres. Yeah, we're going first. And we have an okay hand. It's not great because we don't have a green for the Pharaoh Pouncer. Or Pharaoh Prowler. But we do have turn 1, turn 2, so the chances of drawing another play to start buffing our Pridemate with or via the Vanguard I think is relatively high. So hey, I can drag again. Where'd the music, man? I can hear it. It's super low. Alright, well. We at least will potentially get Adversary on 4, as long as our opponent doesn't counter it. Before I started recording, I went up against Turbo Fog. Man, that deck is annoying. I won. But it was the Teferi version. Oh, it was just... I feel like, honestly, like, it would have been less terrible if my opponent, like, played faster, but they were playing relatively slow. Ah, this might be a Muldrotha deck. Never mind, it's a Merfolk deck. Haven't seen one of these in quite some time. Let's go and play this sweet cat. So we can probably just get in with Vanguard. Because that's not a trade we want to make. Are we fine trading in with Vanguard here? The following turn we can Ajani. We can actually just get the Vanguard back next turn, honestly. So this is probably fine here. This can get out of control, so I definitely want to keep this alive. But I think it's honestly fine offering this trade. Just because we know we can get it back next turn, since they're likely not going to have a counterspell. If their next turn is just deep root waters, which it very well could be, since they kept it on top. I think that we curve relatively well here, so I really want to see them just play deep root. And then essentially the plan is just murder them. So they didn't. They played this, which is not great, but I don't think it's terrible. It looks like they're going to play another. Sure. So that makes it less great. I might have to just not attack, which is unfortunate. You attacked me? That feels weird. Because now I essentially can absolutely attack with this. So we had Ajani here. We easily give one to the Sacred Cat just to make it
Do not fear,
more viable. Do we? Do we do that? We definitely give one to the Vanguard. I guess we just give the other two Ajani's Pridemate and just hold Sacred Cat back as a chump fodder. Because like a 2/2 we can just eat it with this. So yeah, I guess I'm going to want to block for Ajani anyway. This is a nice 5/5. So I feel like I just attack here. The problem is Ajani bites the dust. Yeah, Ajani bites the dust if I attack with both. So I could just easy attack with Vanguard. I mean, then they probably just take that trade pretty easily, right? Maybe I just hold off with Ajani, and maybe I should have just plus the Sacred Cat this turn so I can definitely plus it next turn. Right, because my opponent really doesn't want to attack in here very much, because I easily eat one of these, and I can just chump the other. Next turn I have guaranteed Sacred Cat, plus the Sacred Cat that gets chumped. I think it might be correct to not attack this specific turn. That could be incorrect. We could see it unfold as me just kind of biting the dust because I made that decision, but my opponent decided to Deep Root Waters first, or not Deep Root Waters first, which means they're not going to be able to go as wide as they could have if they just decided to put that down earlier. Yeah, let's see what my opponent has here. Opponent definitely has more value in hand, but I have a Planeswalker on board and a growing Pridemate. I don't recall Merfolk having very many ways to get rid of creatures, but he's looking at my Ajani, and he has Unsummoned. That is unfortunate. Ajani likely still not going to die, because I can just chump. I don't think they're going to offer that. They might, but I actually chump here. That's fine. I will let Ajani go down a little. So I think I just chump here. Sure.
Very well.
So it's unfortunate that they had the Unsummoned, but it looks like they probably don't have a follow-up, potentially. Nope, looks like they probably do. Another Commander Speaker? Sure, sure. Man, that Unsummoned. Very unfortunate. Alright, I did get this, so I have 5 mana. That is just enough to do all of this nonsense. The Pharaoh Prowler is going to be a really good blocker here, just because it's going to have 4 toughness. I will go ahead and play the Sacred Cat from Graveyard. So let us plus the Prowler. Do we plus the Pridemate or the Vanguard? Pridemate's going to go to 3. I would like Pridemate at 4, I think. Yeah, I think I would like to grow my Pridemate.
Strength is born of struggle.
And I don't think I attack again. I want to protect my Ajani because I think my Ajani is going to be what wins me the game. They have another land. I assume they're going to play the Deep Root now. But the thing is, they're not going to have as many Merfolk in hand to get value out of it. Unless they have a third Kumana Speaker, which would be annoying. They could play the tap down, the like Tempest Caller or something, Merfolk. But I'm hoping that they don't have that. It would be really great if you did not have that. Please. I don't think that's really something I could have realistically played around. They play the Waters. That is good for me. They don't have fantastic attacks here. The card that buffs Merfolk, I think, is 2 mana. Alright, so I can just chump this. Yeah. I'm fine with that. It grows this. I'm gonna play my Sacred Cat. Again, I guess an argument could be made that I should have played this, so that on this turn I could have had more. Reasonable argument. Let's play this. Let's plus. This is going to go to 3. This, I think, is at a fine place now. I want this to be big enough where if I have to block, I can get rid of it. Do I attack here and offer the trade for 2 things? I don't know. I mean, I have, like, good blocks. The problem is they're just going to be able to ride this Deep Root Waters faster than I can ride my Ajani, I think. Man, I might really be making a noob mistake and just not attacking very well. Because I feel like my opponent, having the Deep Root Waters out, would take the 2-for-1. And then I don't really have a way to scale with them, so I really need Caracal and or Destiny here. I'm just gonna pass. It might be a real stupid thing to do. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Like, my opponent doesn't have fantastic attacks here. Right? My Sacred Cat could die. Don't care. It grows my Ajani, and I just play it next turn. Jade Light, sure. They do get a trigger. And they potentially get some card filter. Got 2 lands, sure. Means it's still relatively small as well. So the problem is every time they cast a single creature, right, they're getting two bodies, right? So I don't think Ajani is sustainable, unfortunately. And I guess I could have removal here, tap the target. Sure, what are they going to tap? Feral Prowler? Doesn't this have flash? I feel like they should have waited for that. I still don't think they have very good attacks. They have okay attacks, but I don't think they have very good ones. So I eat that. I chunk one of these, and I just unfortunately let Ajani go down to 1 here.
I will not back down.
And if you're curious, the reason this didn't get anything because of the ability is removed. Of course, I'm just getting like utterly nothing here on the draws. 7 mana. It's really unfortunate.
Deliver us to victory.
I mean, the thing is, if I attack with this block, right, like 1 card kind of gets rid of this. It sounds weird, but I think that I might just have better top decks. But I don't know. Every Merfolk my opponent plays gets them 2 bodies, and that's really unfortunate. So Ajani is almost certainly going to die here if they decide to lose some of their creatures. Right, at this point I am able to block their 3Xs pretty easily. Unfortunately my opponent could have the card that buffs their Merfolk. If they do, that sucks, right? Ballista for 3, are you kidding me? Merfolk playing Ballista now, apparently. That's lame. That's pretty bad for me.
Perhaps there is a peaceful solution.
Yep. And he's just getting rid of it now. Understandable. Man, I don't know. So the last game, I definitely think them getting and this is okay. It's not great. But them getting like exactly Glorybringer, I don't think there's anything I could have changed that game. I might have needed to be more aggressive this game, right? Like maybe I should have just been attacking more, but and I still honestly don't know if I should be attacking, just because like if I can keep his board and get a Radiant Disney out, it's a lot better for me. I can arrest this card, I can cast out this card, right? This can unfortunately kill that. No, it'll grow this faster, or my Ajani will grow faster. Oh man, do I attack with the 8/8? They'd lose like 2 Commander Speakers and a 2/2, and still have like a good board. I don't think I attack yet. I think I want to wait until like a Shepherd Dunes or something. Because opponent is functionally in top deck mode. I'm just waiting for them to play like a Planeswalker or yeah, that's fine. Or a 2 men? I don't know. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's incredibly unfortunate. Looks like they're gonna buff that. It's fine. They can kill my Sacred Cat. Don't really care if they do that. Yeah, that I think kind of drops it over the hedge. Oh, look, a Pharaoh Prowler. Yeah, maybe I should have just been more aggressive. I'm gonna pretty much have to attack with some of these. This can only take out one thing. This takes out 2. This takes out like 3. Sure. It's possible I should have just been attacking more. That is hideous. This type of UI, I think, needs to change. Oh, I see they're gonna block here, and then ping. I'll see what I draw, I guess, but I think this is kind of just like a done deal. I don't think I can actually win this game anymore. I think I was just not being aggressive enough, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to. I think I've responded to some people in the comments before that, like, I just play very conservatively. And it works out for me a lot of the times, but sometimes like this, it is just wrong to do. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what I draw, but I don't think there's a single card that can get me out of the spot. I predict a top deck Forest, though. Is my one and only prediction. I mean, I still have decent blocks, but the fact that they have Ballista means like I can't just let them do whatever, because every turn they can just keep upping Ballista, right? Like, I got a Huatli, so that's good, but does it do anything? It kind of forces them to attack, maybe? Because maybe I can start drawing out of this.
You should surrender now. Your fate is already sealed. My strength is our strength.
Yeah. Problem is, he can just Walking Ballista it down, so I can't even ult next turn. And probably just attack to kill it. Although I do have some good blocks. So, I don't know. I mean, this is essentially why, like, you shouldn't... It just clipped with the card. You shouldn't really concede until, like, you know you're dead. Right, because Huatli was a good draw. I would have preferred not to have attacked last turn if I knew I would have gotten Huatli. And they got the third Merfolk Mistbinder. That is unfortunate as hell. Because now even this 4/4 dies. And I can't kill anything with this anymore. That is awful. The top 25% of their deck, too. That's utterly ridiculous. All 3 of these in the top... No, not 25, in the top 30%.
Setbacks are part of all good tales.
You might just not let me make the ultimate next turn and just wait a single more turn, which I think is correct.
Fine strike. You learn quickly.
So getting Radiant Destiny would be helpful here. Yep, it looks like they're waiting. I think I just like need Radiant Destiny, unfortunately. Ooh, Cast Out is actually fantastic because I don't know how long they've been holding this card. I'm almost positive that it's just a like Blossoming Defense or something. But the thing is, right, like,
strength is our strength.
Like, I need him to block, or I need him to attack. So, okay, so the reason I don't think I should just cast this now. I don't know. So my opponent's tapped out. So if they do have a Blossoming Defense, or anything that gives hexproof, I should just use Cast Out now, because it guarantees that their creatures are going to be smaller. The problem with that is that I don't get to take any of their creatures with me. So there are merits to doing both, and I really should have been paying attention to how long that card has been in their hand. But they might just not have needed to cast anything, right? I really don't know what the correct line here is. Playing Cast Out now plays around hexproof cards, which I know Merfolk has done in the past, or has played in the past. But doing it now won't necessarily gain me things. Oh gosh. I think I have to go with the safer play, which is just doing it now. This is once again me being conservative. It means I'm probably not going to catch my opponent off guard. I'm definitely not going to catch them off guard. But I'm probably just not going to be able to like randomly kill any of their guys. So I don't like that I had to play it there. Or I don't like that I did play it there necessarily, but I think I just had to do it, right? Like, if my opponent didn't have any cards in hand, I for sure would have played it on their turn, but I mean, they're back to not having great attacks because I can kill their guys. Playing 2 mana, unfortunately, I think, yeah, they had like just enough to be able to make their guys bigger, so it's not like it mattered anyway. Wow, and they had the unsummon. Of course they did. And now they're going to kill Floodly. Wow, absolute wow. I can't even block very well. Well, I might as well kill one of these. Frankly, I feel like I just need to draw another card too. Yeah, I just need to draw cards, because like there's no way I can stop Wally from dying.
You call that passion? A fine strike. You learn quickly.
I think this game was both just not being aggressive and then opponent just their deck lined up a little bit better, I think. Yeah, I think this Radiant Destiny is just too little too late. Because my opponent, I can play both of these, my opponent can just tap 5 dudes, make them bigger. Can't really attack into that. They can start drawing cards. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and concede now. I don't think I can get through that, and that's really unfortunate. I drew too many lands. I wasn't aggressive enough. Like, I'm not saying that like the only reason I lost that game is because I drew poorly and my opponent drew well. I do think that I just should have been a little bit more aggressive, and I wasn't. But I also do think that my opponent, and it's not there anymore. That's interesting. I also just do think my opponent drew better than I did, but alright, that's a duplicate, that's fine. And sure. Alright, well. That was unfortunate. I still do enjoy playing Katz, but you know, sometimes you just die with Katz. That's what happens when you play linear decks. You guys should start seeing things on my end cards, or not on my end cards, but like in the actual YouTube app. There should like be little things, like a video should pop up in the middle at some point. Yeah, I'm gonna be experimenting with those, so don't like freak out if you see these. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, I hope you guys like that sweet commentary, because I got thrashed a little bit. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment to the comment section down below, and if you would like to join Easy Mode, Chris, DizzyFam, Daniel, Flowerchild, and Chow083 in supporting me and the channel, you'll find a link to the Patreon in the description below. Until next time, I will be one.